So, on the topic of the body genre and violence, I thought the perfect film to associate with that would be the 2024 body horror film, The Substance, by Coralie Fargi. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but it's a body horror film, uh, over the top, blood and gore throughout, and kind of almost on a cartoonish level on the way that the people in the film treat our main character. And the film is, I don't know if allegory or metaphor is the right word for it. Uh, well, drug abuse, hence the substance, which changes our main character into a prime version of themselves, even though it's established beforehand that like she's beautiful, amazing, and everything. Our main character doesn't see it that way, which is sadly a real world occurrence. Overall, it was a very divisive film because of how over the top the gore is. It's not for everyone. Uh, it'll certainly gross you out because it hits on the body horror genre really well. Initially, the film kind of depicts its overall theme or message as kind of a love yourself, you're perfect kind of way. But you watch it multiple times and you understand it's not about you being seeing that there's nothing wrong with you. It's about kind of finding who your true self is and your identity, which I think the body genre really helps get that message across. Uh, because horror in general is a perfect device to deliver those kind of themes and messages while also delivering over the top stories or just really interesting plots. And you'll notice a lot of not just body horror, but horror in general deals with female protagonists kind of coming against odds. Everything gets thrown at them. Violence is usually a big part of that. And the topic of violence kind of goes into the second question, which is about violence and just the culture now. And for this one, it was a little harder to choose because there's a lot of great examples of violent films. But I chose the film The Shadow Strays on Netflix, 2024 Taiwanese action film. And the film is essentially violence 24/7 throughout, as we follow mainly a female led cast. And I think on the point of violence in films or just in media in general, it's become such a norm because it gets the point across, uh, especially when it's a female led film, sort of the rage that women carry. Not saying that for all examples, but sort of the on screen representation, pain, and perseverance. They make it through, not unscathed, but they make it. And violence kind of rewards that. It brings the plot along and rewards our protagonist by usually in the film we get some really cool action scenes with our main female star. I chose that film in general because it's female led. Similar to the first questions, the substance that I chose. There's I've seen a trend throughout the recent years where there's a lot more female led films with violence, and I always saw it as just a means to get the point across, uh, to display physically the emotion our protagonist has. And this trend of female led violence is getting more and more common, which is pretty cool to see. But it's also kind of seeing violence as the way to get our characters' rage and emotions that they're all feeling onto the screen in a way that's physically visible while also being entertaining.